Welcome to the NFL Playbook. No, CSU and Chop have not gotten the Rennell Zellweger treatment. We are two different people. I am Luke Louison, John Ball of Oil. You probably know my fantasy growth piece that I put out there every once in a while. And the other friendly face you're looking at there is Brett Harttfiel. Killer B. Brett, say hi to the people.
How's it going, Grinders?
So apparently we are the change of pace back for RotoGrinders here, so we're going to step in and talk a little football with you. I thought we'd start, Brett, by going back to a happier time. Week six. Cleveland was at home against Pittsburgh, and they were generous with the touchdowns. Ben Tate got 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Crowell got a touchdown. Terrence West was conspicuous by his absence, healthy scratch. And since then, it has been they've had 7 running backs go. All 3 of them were active in week 7. And then Tate and West in 8 and 9. And one of them, over 7 lines, has gone over 3 yards a carry. What do you make of this week?
Well, I mean, obviously every running back has kind of left the door open. So with no true running back taking a hold, this just seems like a hands-off type of situation for our Thursday games here for the Cleveland run game. It's obviously Terrence West's time. He's going to get the bulk of the carries. But, it's like, can I see Ben Tate vouching or, grabbing some touchdowns from him, vulturing touchdowns? Yes. I don't know what's going on in Cleveland. So more than anything, it's just a hands-off situation for me.
Yeah. And even if you started West and Tate and they were on the 1 yard line, couldn't you just hear that music and it's Isaiah Crowell, he's coming in with a steel chair to steal your touchdown.
No doubt about it. Like, I mean, Isaiah Crowell was the most effective running back out of this trip. There's no doubt about it. Like, you look at any type of stats, Isaiah Crowell per touch, most effective running back. The reason why he was shut down was due to ball security. So if they decided to give him 0 touches last week, then I'm not going to even look in this backfield. I mean, I don't want anything of Tate or Terrence West.
How many times do you think they can look at 1.6 yards per carry before they say, all right, Isaiah, are you sorry? Say you're sorry. Now go get the ball and run for more than 2 yards on any one carry.
Right. All right, on to the next subject.
Yeah, it's always darkest before the dawn, right? That was dark.
Yeah.
Maybe last week we saw the dawning of a new scenario there in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Jeremy Hill went off, pretty much went full Hulkamania, ran wild all over the Jaguars.
Right.
This week I think there's no Geo again. So do you hear that sound? Is that the real American? I am a real American. You see it happening again?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt since he's got a great run offense, mainly behind that offensive line. You give the rock to Jeremy Hill, you give it to Gio, they're going to produce. It doesn't matter who's back there. This is just a really good offensive line. And now, it's interesting, right? You got AJ Green coming back last week and didn't look fully effective. But now what does AJ Green fully effective, in this offense, what does that do to the run game? Does that open it up? Does it? I think it really helps out. It should help out a box being stacked, right? I mean, there's no safeties coming up to do any type of run defense. So yeah, I mean, I think no doubt Jeremy Hill stays effective with all of his carries. He's also not bad out of the backfield catching the ball. So he's a dynamic receiver and running back both ways. So yeah, 2 thumbs up here.
I could throw a little cold water on him. Before he ripped off that 60-yard touchdown, he was 17 for 71. And then he rips off a 60-yarder, and then he ices the game with 6 for 23 on the next series. Like, if he doesn't break that one, it's a good game. He had a score before then, but it's kind of And the other thing is Cleveland and Cincy run it the 6th and 7th most. So, did you see that game just shrinking down like George Costanza after he's in the pool?
Yeah, I mean, I do see this game being it's the Battle of Ohio, right? So I can see this kind of being a slow game and a very run-happy game on both sides. But yeah, I'm loving Jeremy Hill. I assume I'll be buying a little piece here and there with him. So I don't think we need to worry about that. I mean, unless the only reason why I would not buy him is if Gio has a miraculous comeback here and is now going to be playing on Thursday. But
yeah, doubtful, but we'll see.
Right.
It is possible that Cincy would throw the ball. Like 100% of the runs is maybe, maybe not. If they throw it, obviously AJ Green, second game back, maybe a little more healthy. I think at different times during his injury, he said he will not be 100% the whole year, and he's not coming back till he's 100%, and he came back. So, you
Right.
can solve that mystery. I don't know how that math works, but he's kind of not the only one that's struggled because of injuries, right? Because Megatron had some injuries. Brandon Marshall had a good game when he was we didn't think he was going to play on a Monday night. He's been kind of injured. And then Des Bryant is dealing with secondhand injury thanks to Tony Romo. They all seem to be back. They all seem to be healthy-ish. I don't know about Romo, but what do you think? If one of those four guys, one of those four studs is going to break out this week, who you got?
Okay. Well, I mean, let's just break down those four guys. So let's just start with the Thursday game. You got AJ Green coming. You got Cleveland's Joe Hayden there, right? You would think, let's not buy wide receiver one. Let's not buy wide receiver one there. But Cleveland and Joe Hayden have not been very good against wide receiver ones. I mean, and you can see what Antonio Bryant has done in 2 games. He's gone over 100 yards both games against them. He just has not been the same guy there. So AJ Green, yes, he's definitely I wouldn't mind rolling with him here. Short slate coming off an injury, kind of worried about that. But, you got to love the talent. And, Dalton's not the same guy without him in the lineup. Also, Stafford, not the same guy without without Kelvin in the lineup. So, it's an interesting dynamic with a lot of these guys starting to get healthy, the 2013 class of wide receivers. Kelvin gets a Brent Grimes cornerback that's, very underrated. He's actually shut down. Underrated. Yeah, he's definitely shut down some really good wide receivers. So I would kind of tread lightly with the Kelvin. Dez, I have a little minus mark next to Dez only because of his quarterback. You got the Brandon Whedon factor there. But then Brandon Marshall, the Bears are going to have to be on their game to beat the Packers. So no doubt do I expect them to be coming from behind, and no doubt do I expect the ball to be in the air quite a bit there. So, yes, I can see it being a Brandon Marshall day. You might want to check out the Packers defensive backfield. They've been dealing with some injuries there. Don't know exactly who's going to be healthy in the cornerbacks and safety area, but yeah, check that out before you roll with a Brandon Marshall. But if I have to pick a guy, I'm going to pick AJ Green, I think.
Yep, me too. One of the things that goes on there is Dalton shows really profound home road splits, and they're playing at home. So that's one thing in his favor. I think it's kind of interesting, the Mohamed Sanu Golden Tate thing. Both number 2s that were phenomenal without their number 1 there. I think Tate's the better receiver, and I think he's more likely to stick, keep value with Megatron back. So I'm with you with AJ. I think AJ's the number 1 there. But remember, I think Brandon Marshall had a pretty good game against the Packers a couple weeks ago. So I could see him. I could see him with 7-8 receptions. I don't see him going for 200 yards, but
right. A lot of mouths to feed in Chicago. But yeah, Detroit with Golden Tate. I mean, yeah, I agree. I think Golden Tate's a solid number 2 to have in that offense. Because if you want to throw the safety over on Calvin Johnson's side of the ball, you can see what Golden Tate did. So no doubt I have confidence in Golden Tate. Second half of the season here, even with a healthy Kelvin. I read on RotoWorld that he's excited to get back. He's ready to, he's ready to hit the ground running here, coming off a bye week. But again, defenses are planning for Calvin Johnson. They're not planning for Golden Tate. So that means safety help over the top, and that means a lot of looks for wide receiver too.
It's true. Well, that kind of brings to the end our day today for the NFL Playbook. People might not know that we're both from Wisconsin, so one quick pointer to add for Golden Tate. Even if it's an interception, he can still catch it for a touchdown. Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right. See ya.